So let's explain the Aaron Gordon situation. Really, the significance of something. I know Magic fans are kind of split on what to do with Aaron Gordon. If you look at the different boards and challenges on social media, Magic fans are split on Aaron Gordon, not because of his talent, but because of the number that he's been asking for in free agency. Now, I've said this a couple of times in a couple of different places that I figured that Aaron's number was going to be 5 years and $110 million. That's the number I was targeting for him to sign. I think it's a good compromise to what he was asking for and what the market was going to take. Go back to Aaron's next interview. He wanted the max. I mean, what player at 22, 23 years old would not want the max? And the max for Aaron at the time was $5 million, $45 million, which is a large sum of money for the Magic, especially with GM Jeff Weltman and John Hammond in charge of basketball already, having to dish out on a team that doesn't have very much salary cap right now as far as flexibility. Remember, these two inherited a team that was paying $17.5 million. That they do have people that use social easily to expiring contract. They Terrence Ross and they did not pick up the outside shelf back to $17.5 million. Outside of that, you're paying guys John Simmons and John Isaac outside of that, the Magic don't have anything else like really major capitals. It's really the Yambo deal and the Fournier deal that's really killing the capital. So, you know, with signing Obama, they have some partial non-guarantees in the roster, but the Magic are a team right now that is kind of stuck in transition as they're going from one year to the next. This will be the first year for Steve Kerr, brand new head coach. He's starting to get all his toys. He's not getting the point guard that he wanted to get. Then he can trade him. Or Colin Sexton in the draft decided to go with Obama. Then extend the length because he does what he can do on the side of the ball and was a better growing offensive. Now, Gordon, who was team lead scorer almost 90 points a game last year, does return and should be the lead scorer for the Magic this year. Now, as far as the contract goes, Magic fans should be really happy with this. How did this happen was a simple fact. The market for Aaron Gordon dried up very, very quickly. The same thing Julius Randle's learning now in LA. This market for restricted free agents is starting to dry up very quickly. The teams that had the money or were interested in Aaron Gordon really spent the money at the very beginning. The Indiana Pacers, a team that expected to offer a $20 million restricted offer, lost that when people or even decided not to go that direction. Now you start to think that was $13.7 million option, and they went out and got Doug Thurman within literally minutes of the free agency period on Sunday night, Sunday morning, late Saturday night, when they signed up because of the $3.2 million deal. They kind of themselves out of the market for a small forward, especially one of Aaron's type of talent, because it's really on that roster you have Sabonis, you do have that, you do have Bogdanovich, you do have Doug Thurman. It's kind of overload at that position, so take away one suitor. At that point, you look at the Brooklyn Nets. They acquired Dwight Howard. They're going to intend on buying him out. They re-signed Joe Harris, and then they got Ed Davis on a 1-year contract. But really, the Nets are in the same phase. The Nets will have 2 max contracts next summer, and taking a chance on Aaron Gordon, taking on one of them, could spurn them from the opportunity to go after a guy like Kemba Walker or Kyrie Irving, if just worst case scenario, or even Jimmy Butler. You know, the Nets have 2 max deals and a brand new a team starving to get some attention in New York. And I don't think the Nets want to put that on the hands of Aaron Gordon at this point. So you look at the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks, you know, use their money on signing a 1-year deal with DeAndre Jordan. 1 year's $24.1 million, the same money he was making with the Clippers. Well, that didn't happen, so Dallas is out of the question. You know, the Lakers did sign LeBron James, and LeBron, nothing against Aaron Gordon, would want a higher profile player next to him. So there took Lakers out there. You know, then the Clippers, you have Sacramento. There wasn't very many options for Aaron going forward on, you know, trying to get the money he was looking for. And really, Jeff Weltman in the front office, in so many words, didn't say it directly, and this is not something saying directly. They basically just told Aaron, if you're gonna want max money, you go find it. Kind of the same situation the Magic did with Tobias Harris years ago, when the front office told Tobias, if you think you can go get this deal, go get it. I mean, this has been a growing trend with GMs and players for the last few years. The same thing with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the Pistons 2 years ago. He wanted a max deal. The Clippers said, the Pistons said, go find it. He never found it. Signed a 1-year deal with the Lakers and then re-signed another 1-year deal. Avery Bradley was one of those guys. I think no, Bradley didn't do it. Bradley was traded, but that's been the growing trend when it comes to these type of restricted free agents trying to find offers. Is that if the market dries up quickly, you're not going to get the money you're looking for, and then if the money's not going you're looking for, the team now has the advantage. Now, not to say that $21 million is not an advantage for a player. But of course, $21 million in a state with no state taxes is pretty solid. Gordon now becomes the highest paid player in the Magic, which is well deserved. I mean, he's the best player on the team right now. If you're gonna say you're paying Fournier $17.5 million, paying Biyombo $17.5 million, I think it's really Aaron at $21 million is actually a very, very good value. So what does this mean for the Magic going forward? Now, the Magic now have their front line of the future. You have Mo Bamba, you have Jonathan Isaac, you have Aaron Gordon. That's going to be your front line of the future, and the Magic are one of the most athletic teams in the NBA going forward. I mean, those three guys, Gordon, even though he's not the best defender at times, he does, he has some defensive abilities. He's not the best defender, but when you have a guy like Isaac, who's a really, really good defender, and Bamba, who is the best defender in the draft class, protecting the paint, it makes things so much easier. Now, Jeff Weltman and John Hammond's job is to turn to the point guard market. Now, Elfrid Payton, former Magic point guard Elfrid Payton, did sign a one-year deal with the Pelicans last night, and the point guard market, if it already wasn't dried up, is getting worse and worse by the second. The Magic are now down to a couple options here and there. Dante Exum is on a restricted deal, restricted contract situation up in Utah. Like I said, Isaiah Thomas, a guy that really would fit in right now because the team doesn't have a major scorer, is on the market with the $8.8 million. I mean, they lost Fred VanVleet the other day. He re-signed in Toronto 2 years at $9 million, which is right above what the Magic can offer with the full mid-level, because the Magic do have the full mid-level, which is I think 8.1, 8.2 million. They can offer the entire mid-level to one player or a point guard. Really, the options out there aren't very many, and I don't think the Magic, unless they explore the trade market, are not going to find their point guard needs. I mean, Derrick Rose, like I said, signed with Minnesota for 1 year at $2.1 million. Not to say Rose was an option, but that's another point guard off the board. Like I said, you can still look at guys like I said, Isaiah Thomas. There's Shabazz Napier. Like I said, the names are not exactly the sexiest names that we're going to find, and really in this class, there's not much left. And the Magic don't have enough money to go out there and acquire one. Now, like I said, the trade route is now the best option at this point. But really, with teams in flux right now, it's kind of hard to figure out what teams are making point guard moves. Oh, you know what? The Dallas Mavericks have a couple point guards on the roster. They might not be using Yogi Ferrell, Seth Curry. Those guys are on the option. Rajon Rondo, and who's a free agent out in New Orleans. He's another one. But the Magic do not need another point guard who cannot shoot. So you have to look at the trade market. I mean, I see Tyler Johnson's on the trade market. You see Tyler Johnson out in Miami could be on the trade market, trying to get out of that contract. Really, there's not much on the market, like I said, for point guards at this point in time, especially if you're going to find one that's going to give you what you're asking for or those type of scenarios. So I know Magic fans are asking about Kemba Walker and the availability, but at this point in time, remember, John Hammond and Jeff Weltman are not going to torpedo the salary cap for anything. They're not going to torpedo that salary cap. And to be honest with you, Nikola Vucevic doesn't fit in Charlotte, even though it's an expiring contract. Remember, the Charlotte Hornets have a whole bunch of centers right now in that roster. They have Mozgov, out there paying $16 million. They have Cody Zeller. They have Frank Kaminsky. They have Hernan Gomez. Nicholas Batum, like I said, if you want to take on $25 million, and I don't think the Hornets are going to take back Vucevic and Biyombo together, especially when they play the exact same position. I don't think the Hornets' logic, especially in the same division, is going to make that. I mean, if the Kemba Walker rumors are true, you got to think the 2019 Orlando Magic unprotected number one has to be involved in the deal if you're Charlotte. And the way the Magic are set up, you cannot trade that pick for anything. This Magic team is not a playoff team yet. I think they're going to have to bite the bullet for at least another year or so, get another draft pick or so on this roster, and really try to transition some of the salary off before you become a player in the Eastern Conference, or even try to make a play towards the top of the NBA standings. I mean, you're going to have to jettison the Biyombo contract and jettison the Fournier contract. Good news is that they're going to get, if they don't make any moves, you'll receive over $23 million salary cap relief with Vucevic and Terrence Ross coming off the books next summer. So the Magic they're in decent shape. I think they're right at the cap number. Once they're over the cap now because of Aaron Gordon. They'll be under the cap once those guys get moved, unless they get moved and not taking any type of salary back. So, Magic fans, I know this is a great day for Magic fans. They re-signed Aaron Gordon. The number is actually very, 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 very good. $21 million is well worth Aaron Gordon. And the way the NBA is going, Gordon was 18 and 8 last year, almost 19 points, 8 rebounds a game. For a guy at 22, 23 years old, it's the perfect number. I think Gordon still has room to grow, and I think he'll be really good under Steve Clifford. Another athletic guy that can get things done. If I can compare him to one guy, I'm not going to say he's Gerald Wallace because he's not the defender Gerald Wallace was, but he has a type of athleticism that Steve has had in Charlotte in the past. So it's a good fit. I think it's going to be a good fit for the Magic going forward. Like I said, it's not going to solve the salary cap space. It's not going to solve the point guard situation. But the good news is your front line is set for the next couple of years, and they're all young and extremely talented. So let me know your thoughts. Check out the RoundingAssociation.com. Like I said, the site is down due to construction. We're revamping the entire site. It should be up sometime in mid-July. Check out the pod. Like I said, subscribe to us on Facebook. Facebook Live, like I said, I'll be going on later on this week, as well as also subscribe to the pod on iTunes, which is Around the Association on iTunes, as well as our good friends at Spreaker and iHeartRadio. So I'll check you guys later for some more pods and keep you guys up to date with all the latest and best free agent news. I'll see you guys later. Peace.